And Zeke Elliott, not quite as efficient, Mike, but he still finds his way at 18.4 fantasy points.
Yeah, I think we saw last night that losing 40% of a great O-line brings it down a notch or two. I would say they were extremely dominant last season. Actually, the past couple of years, Ronald Leary goes to Denver, Doug Free retires. We saw that in play last night. Lyle Collins had some issues. It's still a pretty good O-line, I think. I think we'll see that as the year goes on, but it definitely is not the dominant unit that's going to open massive lanes for Zeke on each and every play.
There are times where even if a player is a different player from where he was in previous years, like you don't do anything about it, but you just sort of in your mind reset expectations. Like I'm not telling anybody to trade Zeke Elliott, but do you think we have to get used to a year that might be closer to 1,200 yards as opposed to 1,600 yards?
Well, I think Bill Barnwell touched on this right before the season. I did a segment on SportsCenter, wrote an article. We may have seen his best season. He may have hit his apex as a rookie. That doesn't mean that he's going to be bad the rest of his career or that you needed to sell at that point. But you're right. I mean, you change expectations a little bit, but he still is going to have a very high floor and probably be a top 5 fantasy running back for a long time. But you're exactly right. He's probably never going to hit exactly what he did, at least in terms of rushing production. What we were kind of hoping for this year was if the rushing production comes down, his usage in the passing game goes up. And at least coming into this game, that was the case.